Trailcam Dan, what did he see? A beaver, a badger, a fox or a bee? Trailcam Dan, what did he see? A beaver, a badger, a fox or a bee?
Hello, welcome. Right, we're setting up another experiment for the animals. Now, this one in particular is, I'm pretty sure, possibly a bird, I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be for the squirrel and badgers. But it's going to be fun watching them trying to get the food. So I ordered this off Etsy, of all places. Just empty that experiment on the floor. Off Etsy. Handmade, beautifully handmade. I can't remember what it's made out of. Was it walnut? I'm not sure. And the idea, it's actually a bird feeder. So you put bird seed in there, hang it up, and the birds come and feed off it. Hang on a minute. Why did that clip just end rather abruptly? And now I'm not in the woods and I'm sat down in the awning. I'll tell you why. I lost all my footage. Deleted all my footage. Because when I came to render it all, it was 25 minutes long. I didn't give it long enough to render. It only did two minutes or whatever you've just seen. So I've lost 23 minutes of footage. Absolutely gutted. So, it probably won't make a lot of sense, this video. I'm trying to fill the gaps by sitting here and telling you now, and then putting up the next clip. So what happened was, I was in the woods, right? I was setting that squirrel badger feeder up. I filled it all with nuts, brilliant, all's good, everything's good with that experiment. And then I went on to another experiment, which was in Wildville. Right, so what I did is I got some cardboard. It was a really good experiment as well, and I've no footage for you. Piece of cardboard, and there was some, let me try and get this order right, like bovril. What was it, Mazzy? Stock. Beef stock. Right, so it's salty, tiny little pots. So I glued that, super glued that on. Next to that, I think it was orange marmalade. Then it was chocolate spread. Then it was strawberry jam, and then it was honey. So you had 5 pots all stuck down on some cardboard in Wildville to see what happened. So the video now continues the next day when I went back. I went back because nothing was eating from the squirrel maze and nothing was eating the nuts, and I wanted to get the Mouseville experiment, see how that was kicking off. Wildville experiment. So this footage is from the next day. So we have put just a couple more on top here, including a dog biscuit, and just a couple on the floor there. Try and entice this squirrel over. And on the other side, I did remember my tripod today. I've got a couple of little tripods I can use. So I've set that up there rather than here. Because what I was thinking is the badger might turn its bum towards the camera, whereas here, hopefully we'll get him coming this way and get a good shot. And the squirrels. And yeah, a couple sprinkled on the floor there as well. So we're going to have to wait for this, maybe give it a couple of days. I'm not sure. I'll know. I can check on my camera. But what I'll do, I'll show you what did happen in Mouseville last night, which was interesting. Not a single rat. I don't know if you watched, let me clean you. I don't know if you watched the last video I did on Mouseville. It was full of 3 rats. And not a single one in yesterday's, so maybe they've moved on, who knows. So when I went to check on the Wildville experiment, it was gone. It was gone. The cardboard was gone, with all 5 tubs gone. No trace of them anywhere. I had no idea what had gone on. I know it wasn't a human who had taken it, because they'd have taken the cameras, surely. So I didn't know. And then when I came round to editing the footage together, I could see at the end, it was there 1 minute and it wasn't the next. So I found out what happened to it. I found out what happened to Mouseville. I don't know where it is, but 6:37 this morning there was a badger sniffing around. 6:38 this morning it was still here, but that had gone. So he must have dragged it over here, via here, and then come back. So what he's done with it over here, I do not know, because I cannot find them pots of jam and stuff. Where on earth did he take it? No idea, but hey, at least now we know it was the badger. It has to have been the badger. And you'll be surprised, some of them actually like this knorr salty stuff. Right, let's move on. So interesting footage. No rats at all. Mainly mice. So the experiment was to see which of the sauces and marmites and jams and stuff they preferred. They definitely preferred the chocolate spread, definitely. Got to remember, I've only shown you a few clips there. There were hundreds more which I left out, but they kept going to the chocolate spread. They didn't mind the jam and the marmalade at each side. One of them kept going up to the knorr, what is it, like marmitey stuff, so salty. None of them, as far as I could see, went to the honey, which really surprised me. I thought they'd like honey, and I thought the badger would like honey, but, well, they did drag it off, didn't they? That badger dragged it all off, so what he did eat, I don't know. Anyway, that went alright. I'm quite happy with that experiment. Let's hope this one works now. You know, it might just take time for the squirrel to find it, but once the squirrel finds that, he's going to be in and out of there like a yo-yo. So that's all going to be left as it is. This one, I've actually moved the camera over that way, and I've done it for 2 reasons. Number one, the sun comes up that way and it goes down that way, so you're not going to get sun glare. And number 2, you can see the squirrel feeder, the squirrel maze in the background, so I'm hoping it might even catch the squirrels going in there. Not so much for the footage, because I've got a camera there which is going to get far better footage, but if it does, it'll give me an alert to my phone and I'll know if the squirrel is using it or not. Even if it doesn't get him going in, surely we're going to see him running across to it, because he lives up that tree there. I know where he lives. I know his address. So now I thought I might just show you what happens, what you've got when you're a trail cammer. This is my trail cam bags, and it's getting out of hand. What tends to happen is you end up throwing other things in there, like tools and bits and bats from around the home, etc. I need to go through this properly, but for now I'm just going to run through it all with you, just show you what I've got in here, what needs sorting out. So to start with, this is the bag I take into the woods. Look at it, look at the state of it. So I've still got a beer, because I only drunk one of my beers the other day. I took 2. So that needs to go back in the fridge. I've got my gloves, squirrel foods, and a bit of Wildville food, which was very kindly given to me by one of his viewers who came and said hello the other day. Loving that. So some food, tons and tons of rechargeable charged batteries. That weighs a lot, does that? But you've got to remember, these cameras all take 8. Most of them take 8. Some of them, one takes 12. So you need these constantly. This is a trail camera I had problems with the other day, CMO CY65. So I won't be using that. I need to do some tests on that. I've got one of them brackets which I got sent, you might remember. Just so you can change the angle of your camera on the trees. Take that with me. A spare tripod which I pulled out yesterday, 'Cause this is good for the woods. See the legs fold out there? I've actually got a top which goes on top of there as well. I'll have to dig that out. So that's handy to, you know, if I want to freestand a trail cam. That's just got lots of bungee cords and things, and a screwdriver from when I was setting up the squirrel maze. I've got some hay fever relief wipes, which I basically just use for wiping my hands and stuff, because I don't get hay fever at this time of year. And some string in there as well. So it's just bits and bats, and every time I go I change what's in there, yeah? So that's that. And then just randomly on the floor here I've got 4 trail cams, all various. And on top of my main bag, that doesn't belong in here, that's a gas leak detector, I need to pull that out. I've got my camo gear, which I do tend to put in the rucksack. Look, this doesn't belong in here, man, this is just cables. But I tend to throw it all in. That's for my bird food, for my bird table. Empty, that needs to go back in with the bird food. Another trail camera. Another trail camera. I need to organise. Another trail camera. Another trail camera. I bet you don't know what this is. Oh, it's a trail camera. And a trail camera. I need to organise. Mazzy, I need some storage. I need, as you said, we've discussed getting some, you know, like just with little drawers next to my seat here in the awning and put everything tidily. I need a trail cam drawer just for trail cams. And then I've got the battery chargers. There's 2 there, and I think there's more than that. There's 1 on the floor there, 3. Oh, I've got my camo hood, which I haven't worn that for a while. I've got my John Smith's can holder, camo, my camo gloves, some more camo gloves. It all needs sorting. Just a random bag, an empty syrup, that needs to go in the bin. This is a big bag of all these connectors, which I was sent. Some spare string, bird seed. You know, a lot of this stuff is not trail cam stuff. I've got loads of random straps, a GoPro chest mount, a chamois leather. What's that doing in here? I've got some Haribos, a spare microphone lead, 4 new batteries. Okay, they're for the security cameras. Tools, gas. Now I'm going to be using that for my MRE. I'm going to cook it on a gas stove, so I'm going to be needing that out. I've got a random old oh, there's, I've been looking for that. I've had 1 battery missing, that needs charging. Another GoPro, an old one which does work. We use this as backup usually when I'm riding on bikes and stuff to do time lapses. Right, there's a bit of camera equipment in here as well. A GoPro case, my storage for all my files, quite a lot of batteries for my Canon camera. I kept them, they're going to come in handy for something in the woods, I'm sure. Gloves, a stupid mosquito zapper which doesn't work, and an empty, but I've had enough. Let me just take you down here. Look, it's just random junk. So sometime in the next few days I'm going to be sorting all this out. I can't live like this anymore. I need a trailcam Dan studio. You know, like them Americans have, and they have like 50 trail cams lined up on shelves behind them, and they've got antelopes, not antlers from all the deers they've shot and killed. Not that I'd have that, I won't have that. Anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd run through that with you. I keep saying, don't I, I'm going to be doing an MRE ration. Well, here it is, and tomorrow might be the day. It weighs an absolute ton, it really does. I don't know the exact weight on it. Now, this isn't a British Army one. This company, Ration X, they do some of the self-heating ones, and that's what I was going to get originally, but then I saw this, and I thought, you know what, I fancy all that. So inside, I'm not going to go into too much detail, because that's for the video tomorrow, but we've got 300 grams of all-day breakfast, 300 grams of chicken curry and 300 grams of sausage and beans. I like all that stuff. We've got chocolate pudding, dessert cake, flapjacks, teas, coffees, everything. It seems like a really good quality one. Now, I can't remember the price, but anyway, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that as the next video. And I'll try and talk my Mazzy into letting me have that tomorrow instead of one of her beautiful meals. Because that means I'm going to have to cook like all day for 24 hours. Well, it won't be 24 hours with me. That's probably one meal. But I'm going to have to cook it all. Anyway, back to the woods to finish that video off. Another thing I found out about this camera, as good as it is, apart from the 10-second clips, which I keep saying, it annoys me. So I did pay the €14.99 to update it yesterday, so that I've got another month of unlimited images. But when I see an image I want to keep, which are the ones coming up in Wildville, when I see an image I want to keep, I put it into HD. You can request it in HD, and then I download it in HD, because obviously when you're making videos like I am, you want the best quality. What I didn't realise is that isn't unlimited, so I've had to pay another €5 to have 100 HD images. So €20 we're up to a month now, so it's getting a bit steep, isn't it? So hopefully I'll have some more cellular ones in the future which are a little bit cheaper. But as long as it shows me some amazing footage tonight, I'm going to be happy. I would just like to thank Steve for sending me an email yesterday showing me a certain kind of squirrel feeder, and it was only $13.99 I think off Amazon, so I might be getting one of them. So thanks for that little tip. And also thank you to Bugzap98 for the idea. I'm loving this one for an Halloween special. Basically drilling holes into a pumpkin and filling it with peanut butter and having a swinging pumpkin for Halloween. See how we get on. Could be interesting. And something like toffee apples or something is saying peanut butter covered apples from tree branches. Excellent ideas, so thank you for them. I will probably do something like that. Right, leave this here. Thank you all for watching, people. Really appreciate your comments, really appreciating you watching the videos, and subscribing, of course. So massive thank you to all of you. We are diversifying on this channel. If you didn't hear what I said earlier or in one of the last videos, we're going on to some MREs. We're going to try some military foods, or whatever you call them. I've got one and it looks fantastic. It's not like your British Army ones, it's a different make. I'm hoping to go into trying some foreign ones, some self-heating ones. I'm going to be doing a lot more talking on this channel. It's not just going to be trail cams now. Trail cam videos, as much as I love making them and doing them, it's hard editing. It takes a lot of work editing all the trail cam footage together for little reward, because you don't get many views. But that's not just me. There isn't a big trail cam channel in the world. I've had a really good look on YouTube. You know, there's a few with 70, 80,000 subscribers, but it's just off one. They'll have done one short and it's gone viral, so they've got subs from it. But as soon as they make another video, they're getting less views than we are on this channel. So it just doesn't pay to stick with trail camming. So we're going to diversify, get into other things I'm interested in. We've got the photography coming as well, MREs, and basically just men trying to be boys, because that's what I am really. I'm in the woods in camo, for God's sake, because I never joined army. Anyway, thank you for watching. Catch you all on the next one. Love you lots. Bye-bye.
Trail cam down, what did he see? A beaver, a badger, a fox or a bee? Trail cam down, what did he see? A beaver, a badger, a fox or a bee?